All right, Fam Club, I'm just sitting here gearing up to send some cards off to PSA. Some of these are going to be for my personal collection, and some I'm hoping to sell to pay for my personal collection. I'm going to show you each card, what my thoughts are on them, whether or not they'll 9 or 10, what kind of value I'm expecting to get in the long run, and what it costs to do all this. So let's get to it. So up on the screen here, I have the full list of cards I'm about to send in. I tried to do about 20 cards. They're currently running a special, which is not much of a special. It's $13.99. I think the turnaround time is 45 days to 60 days. So we're looking at like 2 months before we can come back and just make fun of me for being way off on my predictions here. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'm right. I was a little lenient. Some of these I might be stretching a little bit because I'm really hoping to get a 10, but we'll see how it goes. So first off, I'm going to give it a go for 2 of these Greninja promos. They're just such awesome promos. It'd be really nice to get one in a 10. I think that it's kind of a long shot on these because they're just not super perfect. You know, I do use one of these guys, a jeweler loop, in order to examine my cards up close. You got to really get in there and you know, try to inspect all your corners and whatnot in order to see how they are. Now this thing does super magnify, so you can see that that looks like a pretty good corner there. So it can sometimes pick up stuff that isn't really viewable to the naked eye, and so it's kind of really up to the judgment of the PSA guy whether or not he's going to go by naked eye or if he's going to look under the microscope and give you a ding for something like this. You see there's that little white spot there. Like you're not going to notice that at all if you're just looking at it up close. And so they can be lenient sometimes and sometimes they aren't. I think that this is a long shot. My prediction here is that they're probably going to come back in 9, and I'm just planning based on that. I'm going to give it a shot, though. I do have 2 Kingdras as well. These are the best 2 that I had. I feel like these are pretty good. By the way, I should say, ungraded, these are about $14 cards right now. In a PSA 9, they're $19.50. So if you get a PSA 9, you completely wasted your money. If you get a PSA 10, they're now going only for about $88. So really, the only reason to send them in is that you are pretty damn sure you're going to get a 10. They are difficult to come by. There's also a chance they could go up in the future, but that's just what they are right now. They're a little more difficult to come by because people bought them up just for this reason, and you're going to have a harder shot. The Kingdras, I'm going to give a shot as well. I just think that together these are a really nice collection of cards. The Kingdra is currently going for about $11.50. In a PSA 9, it's going for $18.75. In a PSA 10, it's only going for $58.50. With the cost of grading at about $15, let's say, plus some shipping, let's just call it $20. You're almost better just trying to find a deal on eBay to get these graded. However, I do think that they'll probably come back 10s, so we'll see how it goes. I'm sending in 2 of each just to increase my odds, and if I get 2 10s, those will be the ones I keep, and whatever the other ones are, I'll be selling them off. So we'll see if they come back and they're 9s. I'm probably just gonna hang on to them and see what happens in the future, though. Next up is a card that I just fully intend to sell. It's a Radiant Charizard from Pokemon Go. I have one for my set of this, and I just thought that this was super clean and should probably get me a 10. Selling it just regular, it's about a $7.50 card. If it comes back at 10, it's $50. So I'm going to invest about $15-20 in hopes to make $20-30 at the most. So we'll just see how that goes. My prediction is it will come back at 10. Then we have Lana's Assistance. This is currently going ungraded for only about $8. In a PSA 9, it's going for $77, and in a PSA 10, it's going for $92. So there's a huge upside to grading no matter what, whether it comes back a 9 or a 10. However, I do predict that this should come back a 10. However, there is a printing anomaly on here that I'm kind of testing to see if PSA is gonna ding me for it or not. It's underneath the foil. It's up here, and it's kind of a slightly flat area under the foil there. Like there's no texture in that one tiny little spot. So I'm very curious to see if they come back and ding me for it. I did predict this would come back a 9 because of that. However, I'm honestly really hoping for a 10 because that's one for my personal collection. Then we have Bianca's here. It's super clean. With the Japanese cards, you know, you're usually got a good shot. Bianca's Devotion. This one is currently $11 card. A PSA 9 is only going for $18, so definitely a complete waste of money if it comes back that. It's $52. I'll give you a little flash forward here. I'm sending all the ladies in just to see if I can get them all in a 10 in a row, and we'll see how it goes. I do predict that the Biancas will come back at 10. Lacey, I also think will come back at 10. It's currently going for, let's see here. Lacey's about a $12 card raw, and then $28 if it comes back a PSA 9. So basically, you should get your money back for grading if it comes back a 9, and if it's a 10, it's going to come back 48. I'm pretty much just sending it in just to have the 4 ladies in a row. We'll see how it goes. Then we got Lisia's Appeal. This is a $30 card. A PSA 9 is a $34 card, so really there's no gain. However, if you hit a 10, it's a $120 card. So I'm really hoping to get a 10 in this one. This one I think has a better shot. I'm actually going to send in 2. The next one, I think there was a slight anomaly over here, so I'm predicting that this is probably going to come back a 9. And I'm just going to hope the guy's having a good day and go for it anyways, just for that huge upside of it being a $120 card. So we're just going to go for it. Next up, we got Walking Wake. I'm sending this in just for my personal collection. I pulled this myself. I've got the other 2 ancient Pokemon from the set, and so I'm hoping to have the trifecta. Walking Wake is a $22 card raw. It's $22 card in a PSA 9, basically because you're just going to crack it out and have it raw again. So once again, complete waste of money to even grade this. If I wasn't doing it for my personal collection, I would not bother. The PSA 10 is only going for about $48. You can probably get a better deal than that if you just shop around on eBay. Next up is a Rayquaza VMAX Rainbow. I have a duplicate of this. I already have one in my master binder for Evolving Skies, which is not mastered yet. There's some huge items that I'm missing from the set. It's my attempt at a master binder. Anyways, Rayquaza is really a PSA 10. A PSA 9 is the same as raw, practically about $40. A PSA 10 is $95. I'm pretty confident it will come back PSA 10. If it doesn't, then that's a bummer. PSA 10 is going for about $95 right now. Next up, we got Vileplume. I just love the artwork on this with Erica. And I bought this for my personal collection, and I bought it because I thought it was pristine, and I thought that it would get me a 10. It's currently about a $40 card. It's about a $44 card in a PSA 9 and a $95 card in a PSA 10. Again, if you spent $40 on the card, you spend $20 on grading, including shipping when you send it off, you're still getting, you're at about a $60 mark. So as long as you get a 10, there's a little bit of an upside. If there's any doubt, it's not worth sending in. Next, we got a Charizard from Japanese 151. This Charizard, raw is currently going for $110. PSA 9 is going for $116. I think in the future that could change, but I got to make my decisions based just on that. This one I'm pretty sure will 10. I wish I could say I guarantee. I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm just trying to protect myself. It's $190 for a PSA 10, and I just think it's in great condition. You got to look at centering. You got to look at all the corners. Got to look at any kind of dents or anomalies that are in the card, and I just don't see any there. So I'm definitely predicting that's going to be a 10. Next up, we got Rayquaza VMAX from the Trainer Gallery of Silver Tempest. Pulled this myself. It's just a gorgeous card. I thought I'd send it off. If it comes back at 10, I'm probably not going to be able to get rid of it because it is just such a cool looking artwork. We'll see how I feel. So let's see. Rayquaza. It's really hard to read these, just the way that they list them out. $32.90 raw, $33.94 in a PSA 9, and a PSA 10 is going for about $80. I'm pretty sure it'll be a PSA 10, and so I'm just sending that in. It's going to be for my own personal collection. Next, we're going old school with a Japanese Haunter. This thing will just look super clean, and you know, under the jeweler's loop, there's some stuff in the hollow that I'm not sure about, but to the naked eye, it looks great. It's got this great swirl up here, super cool looking. No dings, no dents. Oh, there is like some printing machine lines that I can see. If you hit the light right, or you hit here, so that's making me think if they badly judge me on that, this could be as low as a 7. I'm hoping it's at least an 8. My prediction is an 8, and I didn't look up what a PSA 8 is going for, but I can tell you that a raw card is $12. The PSA 9 is $46, and a PSA 10 is $175. I definitely don't think it's going to get a 10 unless the guy is feeling really good that day. And so I'm predicting about an 8. I'm predicting it to be only about a $22 card in this current market. Next up, we got a Pikachu V that I had picked up from the store, specifically at a grade. It was I want to say, I forget what I paid. Was it like $20? It's currently a $25 card, 30 in a PSA 9. So if there's any doubt, probably not worth sending it in. I thought it looked really good. That's why I bought it. PSA 10 is currently going for $82. I think it is just a classic, awesome card with Pikachu and red. How can you go wrong if you're thinking about holding it for long term? Next up, I got this Mega Charizard from Evolutions. In the store, I thought it looked like a perfect 10. Under the microscope, there's some stuff that I'm not 100% sure about. So I'm not sure about this one. I'm guessing it's probably going to come back a 9. Raw, it's a $20 card. In a 9, it's about a $40 card. And if it's a PSA 10, it's about an $85 card. So I'm just going to take a shot and see how it goes. Some of this is an exercise in testing PSA to see just how they're gonna do me. We got the Hisuian Growlithe, super cool card. I'm sending it in because I'm sending it in with Perrin. The Growlithe is raw. We're talking about a $10 card. PSA 10 is going for $53. PSA 9, you might as well just crack it out. It's not worth anything. I'm predicting that it's going to come back a 10. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother sending it in. And I'm sending it in with Perrin. Get the sequential numbering with the two of them. And, you know, since it kind of goes like that, it'd be cool if I could have it graded upside down. But they would not do that. So let's see. Perrin herself is a $65 card right now. It's only $75 in a 9 and $150 in a 10. Like I said, I'm predicting 10s on these guys, so got to put them in order. And next, I was thinking about sending in this Squirtle, but the more I was looking at it, the more I think I was seeing some stuff on here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I was going to send this Squirtle in, but then when I was looking at it today, I was seeing this whitening on the edges, and it's just a lot. There's like some here, there's some up there, and I lost all my faith that it would come back at 10, so I decided to not include that. So that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for there. So instead, I'm going to take my shot with these two Venusaurs that I pulled. It's currently a $60 card. It's only 70 and a 9. There is a good chance these come back 9. So basically, a little, I think they'll go up in the future, but basically I'd be getting my money back. I'd be losing a little bit of money on the grading, and I'd probably hold on to them, or put them up maybe at $80 and just see if they eventually sell. You got to factor in the cost of selling and shipping, of course. So I'd factor that in as well. However, if the guy's nice, they're kind of $250 card. I'm not supposed to submit $250 max value cards in this order because it's supposed to be up to 200. I'm gonna risk it and see what happens. Hopefully nobody from PSA is watching this video. So we're just gonna send that in and give it a shot. So here in the chart, down at the bottom, I sort of have what I'm expecting. You know, the current value, if I sold them raw, would be about $650. If they all come back PSA 9s, every single one of them, it would be about an $891 of value. However, you gotta factor in the cost of grading, which is about $307. The shipping cost of $31 and the return shipping of $45. So you're looking at turning your what was once $644 of value into $506 of value at current market prices. If by some miracle every single one came back at 10, you'd be looking at $2,400 worth of cards. You subtract out your $400 and you're left with about $2,000 worth of value. And over here is my predictions. I'm thinking I'm going to get about $1,577 of value. I'm probably being a little hopeful, but let's just say that's where we land. After you get the $1,600 of value, you got to subtract the cost of grading and the shipping. So we're looking at closer to about $1,200 worth of value. So in the end, if this is exactly what happens, that's kind of where I'll be. It will probably be somewhere in between the 500, the worst case scenario, and there. So I think in the end, I'm going to make some profit from my cards. I'm going to hold on to a bunch of them, and I'm going to sell what I can, hopefully to at least help pay for the $400 just to send them in. So that's my order. I'm going to send them in right after the Thanksgiving holiday. So you have a few days to try to stop me from sending any of these in. Please let me know what you think. I know some of you hate grading. That's fine. That's your thing. I do like it for certain cards. I have lots of master binders. I love that too. If I'm not collecting a whole set, but I love a specific card in the set, then I will try to get that one and get it graded. Like the Lugia V. I didn't try to master Silver Tempest, but I got a Lugia V. I want that card. I want to have it graded, and because I think it'll be a 10, and have it in my personal collection, nice and protected, and to keep it good for long term. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great week. Like this video. It helps me a lot. Subscribe if you want more content from me, and I'll catch you in the next video.